Hopefully someday me and Taylor Momsen will meet up and fall in love and get married and it'd be great. Wait a minute, what are you doing here? Those are supposed to be private thoughts. Great. Now the whole video just getting off to a bad start here. It's time for the Week 5 NFL review right after this. Before I start the video, I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Factor. Factor makes meeting your nutrition goals easier than ever by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals right to your doorstep. Their team of gourmet chefs create each meal using only ingredients with integrity to help you feel your best all day long. Too busy this fall to cook but still want to make sure you're eating well? With Factor, you can skip the extra trip to the grocery store and the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too, while still getting the flavor and nutritional quality that you need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes, so all you have to do is heat and enjoy, and then get back crushing your goals. This October, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in just 2 minutes, no prep, no mess. I say all of this due to my own experiences with Factor. The food is absolutely delicious. Don't have to go out to the grocery store, don't have to worry about cooking, and that's important because it'll give you more time to watch my videos that you all enjoy. Overall, Factor has my complete and total endorsement. Food is legit, the service is legit. So head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code BARRY50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. Again, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code BARRY50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. Chicago versus Washington. The Bears had an emotional performance in this one after the death of legendary linebacker Dick Butkus before the game. In other words, they were doing it for Dick, which is something a lot of you hoes can relate to. Justin Fields looked amazing for the second straight game, and at one point the Bears had a 17-0 lead before the teams exchanged field goals, and the Bears then made it 27-3 heading into halftime before Washington made a fake comeback, including a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Here's Logan Thomas getting bitched, dime from Howell, but it only resulted in a field goal, which Chicago matched on their own. At one point, it did look like Washington was going to make this competitive. They cut it to 10. They failed the 2-point conversion, but they got the ball back. But the game ended when the kicker was a fucking douche and missed an easy field goal. Very next possession, Justin Fields threw a rocket to DJ Moore, who had a career game to put Chicago up 17. Final score would end up being 40-20. I know Dick Butkus, aka Penis Asslick, is somewhere very happy. Jacksonville versus Buffalo. For the second straight week, the Jaguars were playing in London, which is something that I did not know was allowed. Anyway, Jacksonville went up 8-0 early on a great touchdown and 2-point conversion. They then made it 11-0 before Josh Allen finally responded towards the end of the first half with a great throw to make it 11-7. Fast forward to the fourth quarter, same score. Allen throws probably the sexiest and manliest interception of all time. I mean, this sucker had to be at least 60 yards in the air. That's what gets me hard. Anyway, the Jaguars capitalized on that to go up 18-7, but Allen was not done as he fired a rocket for a touchdown, although the 2-point conversion would come up short. No offense to Bryce Young. 5-point game though with 4 minutes left. Jacksonville though would answer thanks to a dime from Lawrence and a great touchdown run by Travis Etienne to go up 12 with 3 minutes left.
"We must push him into the end zone like men," said the Buffalo Bills players as they scored a touchdown to make it a 5-point game. Jaguars would eventually punt it back, giving the Bills one more chance before Stephon Diggs stupidly threw a lateral that ended up being recovered by Jacksonville to secure the win for the Jags. New Orleans versus New England. This game might have been the end of the Mac Jones era, as it started off with him throwing a terrible interception pick 6 to Tyrann Mathieu to put his team in a 7-0 hole. And honestly, the game felt over right there, because the only fucking offense the Patriots produced all day was this missed field goal, and after that you felt like the game was even more over because Derek Carr was doing well throwing the ball down the field, and he added a handoff to Alvin Kamara to make it 14-0 early in the second. At no point did the Patriots offense ever come close to producing anything resembling an NFL offense the rest of the game. No matter how much the score got worse, it's just bad. It's really stunning to me how much Mac Jones has regressed since his rookie season. And again, I say this as the Saints won 34-0 to improve to 3-2. Mac Jones is dog shit. The offensive line is bad. They don't have any skill receivers, guys like Moss or Gronk or Welker or Edelman, guys who can get open at will. Losing Dante Scarnecchia, who's like the godfather of offensive line coaches, has hurt them. Defensively, the Patriots are nice, but it doesn't matter as long as their offense is this bad. Here's the thing
that pisses me off, and I've already said this, but I'm going to say it again, because every single time the Patriots lose now with Belichick, you got all the insecure dipshit Brady tards coming out of the woodwork trying to revise history and say, Brady was fully responsible for the dynasty. Now, Brady was a major part of the dynasty, yes, but so was Belichick. Belichick wasn't just sitting with his dick in his hand for 20 years, okay? Belichick gave Brady so many loaded and well-rounded teams. Now, that shit doesn't last forever, okay? And it just so happened that as Brady was getting older in 2019, he realized this because he was fucking dog shit his last year in New England. He went 4-5 in his last 9 starts, put up some of the worst numbers in the league. Guess what? He got the fuck out of there and went and formed a super team in Tampa, recruited Antonio Brown, brought Gronk out of retirement, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, top 6 defense. He did all of that. So now he looks great because he went to a great situation, while Belichick stuck around with the team where all the best players were either aging out, old, or retired, and it's hurt Belichick's legacy, and it's emboldened Brady fans, which just annoys the shit out of me. It shouldn't, but it does, because I knew this would happen if the Patriots ended up being average or below average once Brady left, but I'm not going to allow Brady fans to rewrite history. I mean, you just look at yourself. Look at this. Look at all the pictures. Look at the evidence for yourself. So that's my little mini rant here. The idea that Brady was responsible for every single thing that happened is just ridiculous. And I still fully believe that there are numerous Hall of Fame quarterbacks or even very good quarterbacks that could have duplicated or approached what Brady did in New England under Belichick during the dynasty years. And you'll never get me to change that opinion. Miami versus the New Jersey Giants. Well, I'm sure this won't be competitive. Oh, look, here's Tua throwing a touchdown to put Miami up 7-0 early. Somebody left the fucking door open, causing this missed field goal. Miami was being nice and giving the Giants false hope all game by having some turnovers. Here they fumbled. Eventually, Miami was like, you know what, fuck it. We're just going to score on this long-ass touchdown run right here to go up 14-0 just because we can. Oh, no, a field goal. Wow, the Dolphins must be quaking in their boots. Okay, now this was just a completely selfless and unselfish play by Tua, purposely throwing a 100-yard pick six to keep the Giants in the game and to keep viewers on the screens, because this was on the verge of being a blowout. But games must be won, and that's why when you play press coverage against Tyreek Hill without help over the top, you're gonna give up a fucking touchdown. Everybody knows this. I'm not even smart, and I know this, and yet the Giants just couldn't do it. But again, Tua's like, no, this is on the verge of being too much of a blowout. I better throw another interception just to be kind. But the Giants still couldn't capitalize with the touchdown, so it remained an 11-point game late in the third. That is, until the Dolphins really put the game away with another touchdown run. Oh my god, another field goal. The Dolphins must be shitting themselves. Daniel Jones left the game with a neck injury, so Tyrod Taylor had one last chance to win, and he fell. Their head coach, who I don't even know what to make of him. He's like a stoner. But Indianapolis versus Tennessee. Game started off with a field goal, Tennessee up 3, but thanks to an unbelievably sexy and perfect handoff by my large adult son, Big Tony, the Colts ripped off a long-ass touchdown to go up early. Look at this fucking rope on 3rd and 16. So sexy. Unfortunately, it only led to a field goal, which the Titans would then match with a 53-yarder of their own. This is the play where my large adult son had to leave for the rest of the game, and something is concerning at this point because he's been injured frequently and it's only been 5 games. Protect Anthony Richardson at all costs. Thankfully, Gardner Minshew is a pretty respectable backup quarterback, although not on this play. This is a 4th and 1, should have been a walk-in touchdown. Dime here from Tannehill to hotel room respecter Hopkins. 45 just completely eats shit here on this touchdown. Some nice hard running to give Indy the lead back. A field goal would cut it to 1 entering the 4th, where the Colts would make it a 4-point game again. Tennessee had plenty of opportunities to win the game, including having a 4th and 1 inside the 5, but it went nowhere. Just like NFTs. Indy would have to settle for another field goal to make it a 7-point game with a minute left, giving Tannehill one more chance to be the hero. Great throw here. Okay, maybe he's actually going to get it done, and he is not going to do it. Yeah, terrible throw to lose the game. Brazzer's dad is not happy. Detroit versus Carolina. The game started off with David Montgomery running for a long-ass touchdown to put Detroit up 7-0. Bryce Young continued to suck ass, throwing this terrible interception to hard worker Aiden Hutchinson, which the Lions capitalized on with another touchdown to go up 14-0. Holy shit, it's Bryce Young doing something good. Wow. 4th and 4, better throw it 5 yards short of the sticks like a pussy. Somebody dropped their balls, and I'm not talking about a teenage boy. Jared Goff continuing to play well, putting Detroit up 21-7 late in the first half. Let's see how Bryce Young responds, and another terrible throw for an intercept, which leads to yet another Detroit touchdown that put them up 21 points before the Panthers added a sad little field goal before halftime. time. Bryce Young, who's not tall enough to ride the rides at Disney World, getting sacked here. I don't know what this fucking throw is. This is just terrible.
Manly quarterback sneak time
For a touchdown. Better pad those stats, Bryce, because you fucking stink. Oh, you want to pad your stats? Here's another touchdown for you. 4th and goal, clutch touchdown, down 25 with 2 minutes left. Somehow the Falcons would have found a way to blow this lead in the Super Bowl. It looks like the Lions are for real. No offense to Siegfried and Roy. Baltimore versus Pittsburgh. This is middle-aged white racist favorite NFL rivalry because every single game between these two teams is low-scoring and shit-filled. And that was no different here because there were dropped touchdowns. Lamar's receivers dropped multiple passes. It's a typical Steelers game in that they somehow found a way to win despite being the most boring and unwatchable team in the league. This is honestly a game where it felt like Baltimore was going to win, but it really seemed to turn late in the third quarter when Nelson Aguilar dropped a beautiful dime from Lamar. Then there was a blocked punt, which led to a Steelers safety and a field goal, and then another tripping thing, and then there was an interception in the end zone by Lamar. Then Kenny Pickett did a Brady where he was completely shit for 3 quarters for saving his one good throw for the 4th quarter to put the Steelers up with about a minute left. Hardworking daughter dater TJ Watt recovered a Lamar fumble after that, which gave Pittsburgh a 7-point lead with 50 seconds left because they botched the ending. It's a long story. I can't even imagine how many racists got hard watching TJ Watt sack Lamar Jackson end the game here. Look at Mike Tomlin. He doesn't even know what the fuck he's doing. He's 3-2. He wins games by accident. How do the Steelers continue to avoid losing seasons? I don't know. It's devil work.
Atlanta versus Houston.
Congrats on kicking the ball through the uprights. Holy fuck, a Kyle Pitts sighting. Finally, Desmond Ridder running in the touchdown, selfishly taking it away from one of his running backs. This is disgusting. Congrats on another field goal. You're getting closer to losing. Actual nice throw here from Desmond Ridder. To guess who? Kyle Pitts. Another field goal, barely sneaking over to give Houston a 9-7 halftime lead. Personally, I would have just hung on to the football instead of fumbling it. Are you serious? Another fucking field goal? God. If you want to kick the ball, just play soccer instead. Fumble in the red zone. Can you imagine how much of an asshole this guy feels like? But it didn't matter because Bijan Mustard Robinson was able to punch it in the end zone, and they were able to get a 2-point conversion to put themselves up 3. The defense held firm again on CJ Stroud, and again Drake London with a great hands catch, which set up this Younghoe Koo field goal. Finally, a CJ Stroud highlight. I know he's getting a lot of attention for not throwing an interception, but there's more to the game than not throwing interceptions. And anyway, it didn't matter because Desmond Ridder was able to lead the Falcons down the field into position to kick the game-winning field goal as time expired. And it's pretty creepy how much Desmond Ridder looks like Tom Morello. If you don't know who that is, then unsubscribe from my account right now. Eagles versus the Rams. This is how the best quarterback in the fucking league throws a touchdown pass, baby. Unfortunately, the defense gave it right back up to tie the game at 7. We had to settle for a field goal, but that's better than nothing, I guess. Here's a dime from Stat Patford to Cooper Kupp, the hard worker, who's back from injury. Here's another dime from Stafford, put the Rams up temporarily. But Jalen Hurts said, you know what, fuck you, I'm going to go down. I'm going to score a touchdown right before halftime on this manly brotherly shove. Hating on the brotherly shove, the tush push, whatever, is homophobic. That's why I don't hate this play. And not just because my team benefits from it. Oh, wow, a horrible throw from a terrible quarterback, Jalen Hurts, so I'm told. This is just good sportsmanship by Hurts. He doesn't want to run up the score, and he wants to give his opponent false hope, so he throws the interception. He just juked this guy out of his jock strap for an amazing first down, but only had to settle for a field goal. Again, the Eagles, we couldn't put this game away until the very end. Here's Stafford throwing the ball downfield like a man, but it's incomplete, so they had to punt. Arthur Juan Brown once again showing up, but we had to kick another field goal, which put us up 2 scores with about 4 minutes left. Here's Stafford taking a Taylor Swift sack. Yes, folks, it does exist. This is video evidence of the Philadelphia Eagles failing to convert with the tush push. This is like the Zapruder film. We got a 5-0 start for the 2nd straight season. Everybody says we suck. Everybody says we were lucky. Well, guess what? We're going to be the worst fucking Super Bowl champions of all time. I'm okay with that as an Eagles fan. Fly, Eagles, fly. Haters, suck my dick. 22-1 in Jalen Hurts' last 23 regular season starts. The guy is good. Jets versus Broncos. The bad news is you just shat out a punt for a turnover. The good news is you're playing Zach Wilson, so it only ended in a field goal. An inaccurate screen pass results in a touchdown pass. This is why I love stats. Here, Russell Wilson gets sacked for a safety in the white Bronco end zone. Being chased down on national television in the white Bronco end zone. What a fucking tribute to O.J. Simpson. But still, you're playing Zach Wilson, so they got the ball back. Kicked the field goal to go up 5 early in the 2nd, but the Jets responded with a field goal of their own, saying, hey, how about that? But the Broncos said, hey, fuck you, motherfucker. We're going to kick another field goal just to spite you. God, that's so intense. Zach Wilson's superpower, taking the snap when the clock has already run out. Amazing tribute to Dak in the 2021 playoffs versus the 49ers. This handoff from Zach Wilson really shows how much he's improved. Here we see Bryce Hall just fucking skedaddle all the way for a long-ass touchdown. Another field goal. So sexy. Notice how the gunner wills the punt returner to fumble this ball. Unbelievable job. Unfortunately, the Broncos are a clusterfuck, and so, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. It ends in a turnover. Give the ball right back to the Jets, who kicked yet another field goal to go up 8 just for shits and giggles. A good throw from Zach Wilson. Holy crap, miracles do happen. You're not going to believe this, but there's another field goal. Holy shit. How are you? If you don't have a boner watching this, I don't know what is wrong with you. Finally, a fucking touchdown and a 2-point conversion to make it a 3-point game. Then things got interesting. Zach Wilson threw an unbelievable pass to Pat Surtain for the interception, giving the Broncos one last chance to get a field goal or win the game with a minute left. But Sierra's husband was chased down and he dropped the ball, and it was returned for the game-ending fumble 6 to seal the win for the Jets. Bad day for Sean Payton. He lost to Nathaniel Hackett, the guy he talked shit about. His team fell to 1-4. He smokes marijuana and he runs like a lesbian. The situation in Denver is not salvageable in my opinion. Bengals versus Cardinals. Don't look now, but Joe Burrow made a great throw for a touchdown. The Bengals took an early 10-0 lead before Josh Dobbs, aka the Pasternaut, cut it to 10-7. Here's Burrow getting sacked. I hope his little calf is okay. Does he have a little injury? Is it sore? Cardinals actually took a lead temporarily before the Bengals woke up and said, hey, I know we suck this year, but we still have some standards. Or maybe we don't, because we're going to fumble the ball and give it right back. Oh, but then again, maybe we do, because guess what? Here's a pick 6 to give us a 3-point lead at halftime. Jamar Chase wanted the ball more. Well, here you fucking go, Jamar, for another touchdown. Maybe he was right. Put the Bengals up 10. But the Cardinals would fight back, making it 4-point game. Joe Cool, more like Joe Stool on this interception. It looked like the Cardinals were going to take the lead, but unfortunately, they could not. Turning it over on downs. Joe Heisty put the game away with this touchdown to guess who? Jamar Chase to go up 11. Josh Dobbs puked up the football here. Hope he's okay. For the Bengals, made it a 14-point game. 4th and 2. He threw the ball downfield, even though it was intercepted, so I don't mind this. It's a manly interception. Here's another one. I don't know what the fuck happened here. This is just a terrible drop on 4th and 10, which officially sealed the game. And you can see Zach Taylor, he has man boobs. You see through his top there, man boobs. Finally, I feel seen. Kansas City versus Minnesota. God damn it, Patrick. Why'd you hand it off? I need you to throw as many 1-yard touchdowns as you can so I can help your GOAT argument. Boring field goal. 2nd and 17, casual dime from Mahomes. But another boring field goal. And another boring field goal. It's a fake punt. See, there need to be more fake punts in football. That's a market inefficiency. It needs to be corrected. And guess what? It ended up with a fucking touchdown pass. Mahomes off-platform throw. Amazing catch downfield. Just Mahomes doing wild shit to help set up a field goal to tie the game at halftime. 3rd and 18. I would say this is lucky, but Mahomes does this like every game, so I'd say it's skill. Leads to a touchdown, put KC up by 7. Travis Kelce got hurt in this game, and I'm just saying that the guy who created AstroTurf is fortunate that Kelce ended up being okay, because if not, the Swifties would have found where he lived. As Kelce scores a touchdown that put Kansas City up 14. From that point on, they really just took their foot off the gas, even though Minnesota cut it to 7 and most of the fourth quarter was played at 1 score. Chiefs very conservative, kind of pissed me off. 3rd and 6, you got Patrick Mahomes, you're throwing it behind the line of scrimmage. They gave the Vikings multiple chances, but thankfully for the Chiefs, it didn't end up mattering as Kirk Cousins took a sack on a Hail Mary. Chiefs now 4-1. My sources tell me that the Chiefs team doctors injected the Pfizer vaccine into Kelce's ankle at halftime, and that's what healed it. Paying attention, Aaron Rodgers? San Francisco versus Dallas. The debate about whether Brock Purdy is good or not rages on, but I thought he looked pretty good in this one, actually throwing some impressive passes. Hardest working fumble ever by Christian McCaffrey here. So fucking able to date my daughter. You know who was bad? Unsurprisingly, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott in big games is a big problem for Dallas. While Purdy just fucking ripped the Cowboys a new asshole. Outside of one drive, really, the Cowboys did next to nothing. 10 out of 10 daughter dating rating touchdown run here. The 49ers just appeared to be on a different level from the Cowboys. And Purdy was, like I said, just throwing seeds everywhere. No offense to Nick Cannon. And it just kept spiraling out of control. Here's Dak with a manly interception. I say manly interception, but it's Cowboys, so fuck him. The terrible interception. Before you know it, early in the third, 49ers up by 25. And Dak at this point is like, who gives a shit? I'm going to throw another reception just for shits and giggles. And at that point, the 49ers decided, you know what? Fuck you, Dallas. We're going to make this an even bigger blowout. It's still hard for me to believe that the Cowboys have actually won a Super Bowl more recently than the 49ers, as Dak threw his 3rd interception. Dak he's just not that guy. So I don't want to hear Cowboys fans say shit about Jalen Hurts. Rob Diedrich wins again. Raiders, Packers. Love Garoppolo is not only my life mantra, but also the quarterback matchup in this one, as Green Bay started with a field goal before my heroic, handsome Jimmy threw a touchdown to put Vegas up by 7. Jordan Love looking a lot like Brett Favre minus the welfare fraud, allegedly. But the Raiders couldn't take advantage of the great field position and settled for a field goal instead. Classy move by the Raiders to allow the Make-A-Wish kid to kick this field goal just before halftime. Jimmy, why would you throw this interception and betray my trust like this? I love Josh McDaniels. He's like, son of a nutcracker. And the interception unfortunately led to a Packers touchdown for A.J. Dillon, who has the thighs of a single mom you'd meet on a dating app. Packers gained 77 yards on this play, and it didn't matter because they still couldn't get in the end zone. Some quarterbacks are called the GOAT and able to win multiple Super Bowls leading their offense to 13 points, but unfortunately for Jordan Love, he doesn't have that luxury, as famous safe driver Josh Jacobs put the Raiders up on the first play of the fourth quarter. Here's Love with the Deshaun Watson forcing his balls into a space they're not wanted, which resulted in an interception.
This is for America,
shouted Love as he threw a deep pass that was incomplete. Josh McDaniels knows everybody hates him no matter what, so he decided to go for a 52-yard field goal on 4th and 1 deep in Packers territory, and it went off the left crossbar. You know who else critics nailed to the cross? That's right, Jesus. The game would end on this manly interception in the end zone by Jordan Love, his third interception. He needs to learn, if he wants to be the GOAT, he got to throw 3 interceptions in the second half, not 2, as my handsome, gorgeous Jimmy is congratulated for winning yet another game. Thank goodness Matt LaFleur and Jimmy Garoppolo didn't hug, because the handsomeness would have been too much for me to handle in one frame. It's time for the Week 5 Barry Awards, motherfuckers. My Offensive Player of the Week, DJ Moore, Chicago. Moore finally had the breakout game that Bears fans are waiting for. 8 catches, 230 yards, and 3 touchdowns in a blowout Bears win over Washington. My Defensive Player of the Week, Quincy Williams. His brother Quinnen gets a lot of the headlines, but Quincy Williams has played at an all-pro level this year, and this week was no different. 9 tackles, 2 sacks, including the game-winning forced fumble, which sealed the game for the Jets, helped them improve to 2-3. My biggest loser of the week, Bill Belichick. Not only do the Patriots currently suck, but Bill Belichick's entire legacy is now being rewritten and revised. People are now saying that he was a product of Tom Brady and that he actually sucks as a coach because he hasn't won shit without Brady. This has been kind of boiling under the surface for a couple years because the Patriots have been pretty mid since Brady left, but there's so many other factors besides just Brady that go into that. Either way, now people are calling for him to be fired. Patriots have lost back-to-back games in embarrassing fashion. It's not very often that a guy with 6 rings and 9 Super Bowl appearances is called a fraud by many outlets, but that's exactly what's happening with Belichick now. The Tom Brady check down pass of the week award winner goes to Russell Wilson for the 2nd straight week. Not only was this a check down screen pass, it was inaccurate and it was still caught and bobbled and run in for a score for a touchdown. This is the essence of Tom Brady. My Puppy of the Week award winner for the 3rd straight week in a row is Scooby. I swear this is not rigged, but I mean, just look at that beautiful face. Isn't he just a gorgeous pup?